Wow, hi YouTube. You are joining me in Peterborough. I'm at a rural farm, so it's an organic farm, much like Church Farm in Ardley, only in Peterborough. Public access, they do an awful lot of activities, very similar setup. So there's a campsite, there's a forest walk, recreational stuff for the kids. They run an educational program. Reason I'm in Peterborough, I've come here, is because I've met a chap called Andrew St Piers White. Now, if I had to sort of pick the bones out of Andrew's work, it would be that he goes all over the world making 4x4 adventure overland programs. That's what he does. He'll spend a year making a TV series. I know that he's off to the Adventure Overland show in Arizona. I met him personally at the Adventure Overland show in Stratford-upon-Avon a few years ago, and he goes all over the world to all of these shows making 4x4 Adventure Overland programs. So, like I say, an accomplished author. I'll put a link to his channel, and that's what Andrew does, and that's what he's about. Just introduced Andrew St Piers White, and I've explained roughly what I think he does and who he is. Fortunate enough to have the gentleman here himself. Like I say, in my opinion, Andrew is a sort of an adventure overland expert. I've built my truck on a budget, as you know, and Andrew's is really state of the art. You know, it's professionally built. So I'm going to give you the whistle-stop tour of the two trucks, what you can do on a budget, sort of DIY, but actually, you know, the real thing that if money was no object, Roach would be driving around in. Here's the gentleman, and just tell us what you do.
My name is Andrew St Piers White. I'm often called all kinds of things because the St Piers sounds a bit odd. It's a family name. And I have been driving overland and off-road 4x4s for, I worked it out the other day, it's about 38 years, 39 years. So, and it's a passion that I've had since I was very, very young. My dad took me into the bush, into the Kalahari, when I was 12 in a four-wheel drive, and we've been hooked. My background is film, television, editing, and publishing. So that's what I do for a living. But now I spend a lot of my time going and driving to amazing places and filming what I do. There's a little bit of survival. I mean, I watch your shows and I get a kick.
Did you hear that? He watches my shows.
I get a kick out of these little tricks and things. I mean, you just showed me one now with the fire, and I actually filmed it. You know, now you have to go onto my channel to watch that. But there's so much stuff.
Yeah.
So we both do very similar things. We share our passion, our knowledge. It's only our opinion, but it is our passion.
Yeah.
And I have I mean, yes, it's a great truck. It is a great truck, and it was a project born in 2011. I was in the middle of the Namib, and it was a very hot day, and I sat on a chair and I thought, you know what I'd love to do? I would love to put all that I've learned in years and years of overlanding into one vehicle to make the ultimate kick-ass truck that would be so, but it had to be simple.
Since we've been here, Andrew's had a little bit of trouble with it's rained a couple of times, you know. It's quite temperate, you know, and of course Andrew's sort of overlanding in South Africa and lovely warm places like that, so it's just been quite funny to see how he's put up with our sort of English climate, you know, because me, a mad Englishman, I've always said this is my own personal madness. I love a bit of rain, so although I put the tarp up, I was still standing in the rain, and I could see the odd glance at the corner of his eye that sort of said...
He was out in the rain, I was under the tarp, and we were talking to each other.
I'm having a cup of tea with the complete madman, but so obviously I'm a little bit more accustomed to the sort of British outdoors. The other thing that probably a lot of people that are watching have got sort of bug out vehicles and 4x4s, and we like a little bit of outdoors. I mean, I've watched some of Andrew's stuff, and you know, some of his adventures, tours. I would call him a 21st century explorer. That's how far I would go, you know. But he wouldn't think twice about driving 1,000 miles. Whereas, of course, if we did that in the UK, we'd fall off the end of the country, you know. So I kind of, I have lived and worked in Africa. I understand about the kind of big, wide expanses. But it's not really until you watch some of Andrew's stuff that you get just what adventure travel really is all about, you know. So driving across the Kalahari or something like that, you know, I mean, for me that would be the adventure of a lifetime, but we're talking to someone that's done it a couple of times.
That's the beauty. That is what I love so much about it, is be able to get into a truck where you are completely self-sufficient. You are on your own, as it were, and you've got to rely on your own wits, because you've got all of the other challenges. You've got mechanical problems, you've got people problems, you've got wildlife to worry about. But to be in that environment, we will drive for 2 or 3 or 4 days non-stop just to be in that environment for a few days. Yeah. We've done trips where it's been actually longer in the car, more time spent in the car getting to a particular point than actually spending time in the point. Because it is so amazing. Once you get there, you are in such an incredible environment. And of course, with my filmmaking background, the creator, the photography, the filmmaking, the story, the history and everything is just, I just absolutely love it. But what I love the most is being in an environment where there is nobody for hundreds of square miles, me and my truck and my own stuff.
Like a lot of people watching, you know, I kind of pine for the outdoors, and I have seen some of Andrew's stuff where he sort of said, you know, there's not another human being for 400 miles. And I can't think of a situation in the UK that could possibly be the case, you know, bar some sort of nuclear event or national, you know, natural disaster or man-made catastrophe. I think we're rarely, if ever, more than a few miles from, you know, another kind of human being. But we're going to give it a whistle-stop tour of Andrew's truck. It's that time of night. It's a little bit before I start cooking the evening meal, but we've managed to lay our hands on some real ale, which is quite nice. The only thing about drinking bitter with a South African is they seem to, they're fanatical about having their beer cold. See, whereas in the UK we don't serve beer cold. We serve lager cold.
I offered the fridge and you said yes.
Yeah, and I think he's forgotten that Englishmen drink warm beer. You know?
I wasn't sure what it was actually.
Right.
But now I see, actually, yes, it shouldn't be this cold. I get it. I'm learning.
Andrew's come down from Lincoln. I've come up from Luton in the south, and that's how we ended up in Peterborough. So it was kind of roughly in the middle for us. And we're going to try to sort of dot the I's, cross the T's, see if we can come up with something for the future. So this is kind of read off the press, and obviously watch this space and you'll see how we get on. We're going to finish our chat, going to do the whistle-stop tours of the trucks and all the rest of it, but that will probably be later or maybe even tomorrow. But as soon as I start cooking, I'll bring you back and you can share that with us. But for the moment, cheers.
Cheers. Slunge.
Okay, it's that time of night, so I'm going to keep it really simple. We're going to have long grain rice. I've got some chopped tomatoes, pork sausages from the organic farm shop, a little bit of chorizo just to kind of zing it up a little bit, a little bit of garlic paste, and I'm cheating. I've got some sweet chilli cooking sauce that I'm just going to do it all in. Okay, so a cupful of rice. That should do 2 of us, no problems at all. Cover it in water. You know what I normally do is about 1 knuckle above the rice, and then just put it on the heat, bring it to the boil, and leave it until it's done. Little squidge of that's just vegetable oil. That's what I'm going to cook the sausages in, with a sort of squidge of garlic paste. You know, coming out in the field, the old garlic paste is an absolute gift.
operator to get you some close-ups.
No, I think I'm good.
Right.
This is just kind of general. Okay, so it's this little bit chorizo, and all I'm going to do is just sort of, zip it down into just little kind of bits. Just pop it in. I think it will give it a bit of a zing, and yeah, couldn't resist it when I saw it in the shop. So just about to go in the frying pan, a little bit of vegetable oil, a little bit of garlic paste, and then what I'm going to do is kind of chop the sausages up, into sort of mouth-sized pieces, and then put them in the cooking sauce. Serve it on a bed of rice. I reckon, I don't know, 25-35 minutes, something like that, and we'll be sitting down to a lovely evening meal. Do you know, I think we might even have a bottle of beer left, so yeah, again, this is Roach roughing it in the food. Okay, so there's the sausages. I'm literally just kind of frying them off. You've got the chorizo in there, the rice is on. Okay, all I've done there is just chop the sausages up, put the chorizo in with the sweet chilli sauce, and stir it up on the heat. Okay, here we go. So a quick look at the rice. Lovely hot steaming rice. That's probably going to need a little bit more water in it, but I think we're getting there. Picked up a couple of baguettes earlier, so we're going to have a little bit of bread just to soak up the sauce, but that should be man food. It'll be lovely. Okay, that's the rice straight off the heat. I'm just going to drain that little bit of fluid off. Kind of starch mostly that comes out of the rice. If you can get rid of that, it will make it kind of a little bit fluffier to eat. But that's basically just a bed of rice that we're going to make the basis of our meal. I like Uncle Ben's because, I mean, this has come out of a box, but in reality most of it is sort of, one person, two person packets. So for sort of being out in the field, it's absolutely perfect. Okay, so here's the part you've been waiting for. So this is the pork sausages in the sweet chilli sauce with a little bit of chorizo. Just some manly portions on the top there. Yeah, I don't think my guest will be too disappointed with that, will he? I've got a confession though to make, people, and there are going to be quite a few people out there not going to be too impressed with this, but I think I have to come clean. And here it is. So plated up, that's what it looks like. I reckon that's a kind of manly portion. My confession is there's no dessert. I know people are horrified, but on this occasion I'm not cooking a dessert. Okay, Andrew.
Yeah, mine, is it?
Yep.
Fantastic.
No butter.
Brilliant.
Service.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, there's dinner. Thanks very much for watching. Sorry I didn't put the compulsory warning in for the cup of tea and the sandwich, but we're going to eat this, and I think you're probably going to see us tomorrow morning.